Hello, beautiful people. Trust you're having a wonderful day. Well, I want to especially welcome you to the Keep It Simple show right here in Gulf TV studios. My name is Ruki Akbarobari, and Kemi, as well as Jude, is in the studio with me this morning. Hi, guys.
I'm fine.
How you doing?
Thank you.
Hello.
How's your
everyone.
weekend?
Thank you for joining us. My weekend was very tiring.
Really?
I feel like I still be on my bed like this. I had like a lot to do during the weekend.
Okay.
So I bet anybody should hear and say, oh, don't worry, we're going home, Jerry. You deserve it.
Don't be a lazy person.
Please, I beg you. You know, a lot of times, we pretend that everything is okay, and at the end of the day, you find out that everything is actually not okay.
Yeah.
So it's good to be very expressive.
Yeah.
It's nice. How about you, Jude? How was your weekend?
Fine. Tiring weekends as usual, you know. But we are here. We are here for the week.
So.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, for me, I actually had a very stressful weekend as well. But I had something that happened to me that was very, very alarming. I was in a bus going somewhere on the expressway, and the driver, I think the bus, the brake got caught, something like that. They said Oja or something like that. And you know, I watch Nigerian movies where I see just one car having an accident, the car just runs into a fence or something, and I'm like, what kind of whack accident is this? But it happened right.
Wow.
Like I was in the bus, exactly, and there were tankers just by the side.
Movie.
See, seriously, it wasn't a movie. It was real. I was so scared. The driver was trying his possible best to just get a grip of the vehicle, and we were just shouting. People were shouting Jesus, and oh my goodness, I was scared.
Wait, is it only Jesus that they're shouting in the vehicle?
Yes, so Jesus.
No, it's a Nigerian thing now.
They're really shouting Jesus. Jesus was the only thing they were shouting. When we kid, we thank God, though. Thank God. In fact,
that is, all of
really
them must have been a
something
Christian inside that vehicle.
Even people that are not Christians,
they're shouting Jesus.
Yes, I mean it's just a spontaneous name. I'm telling you,
it's on impulse.
Nobody won't die.
Who wants to die? And it just shows how deplorable these vehicles are. These buses. Sometimes you see their steering wheel and it's so scattered. Nothing is there.
Commercial buses.
Exactly. I wonder how those buses still move.
We
have last men. We have VIO.
When you
we have
these
guys, and they're really doing.
Do you see them stopping those guys?
No, they don't.
No, it's private car owners. Those are their regular customers.
Now we get wahala.
Definitely, right. But commercial drivers, those guys don't even have driver's license. Nothing is happening. So they just keep plying the routes like that, and everybody just has to pray that they will be safe at the end of the day.
It is well, my goodness. It's really, really well. Well, we'll go for a break right now. When we come back, the conversation continues. Stay with us. Welcome back from that break. I still keep it simple, and on today's discussion we are discussing the effect of tribalism in the society. Well, tribalism is everywhere. I mean, it is a word that people use all the time. I feel that it's a form of expression, basically how people treat the next person to them. I don't know, there are lots of explanation or definition to tribalism, but then I would like to ask you guys, have you ever experienced tribalism in your personal experiences, probably at work, at school or something? Have you ever had a reason where you felt like, oh, I'm being what's the word, oppressed because of the tribe I come from?
Okay. I think it's a Nigerian thing, firstly. Okay, apart from, it's actually a world phenomenon, but of course in other places you can say, oh, racism and all of that, but they're like from the same father and mother and all of that. So tribalism in Nigeria is like, it's a thing. See, whether you like it or not, one way or the other, you will feel that effect of being, especially when you're in a place where it's not really, you know, let's say you're in a place like Lagos, for example. You know, you hear people saying, oh, Lagos is a no man's land and all of that. But at the end of the day, if you can't speak Yoruba, you feel like you're being segregated. You feel like something is wrong. At the end of the day, you hear people telling you, how can you be in Lagos and not be able to speak Yoruba? You have to learn. So I want to believe that when you go to places like the East and all of that, even if you don't really understand their language, you want to be able to pick up one or two things because they believe that if you are in Rome, for example, you need to behave like a Roman. And if you are not careful, if you don't want to go the extra mile to understand that language, the effect of that tribalism will even be much more on someone who doesn't understand the language compared to someone who still understands.
But that is not from that tribe.
Exactly, but that is not from that tribe. Let's start with that first.
Yeah, you know, like you said the other time, like you just said now, I mean, it's a thing that is happening everywhere. And you will see even, okay, now, if you're from the West here, and even if you want to seek admission, in the East, they use those kind of vice versa.
That's true.
You understand now? You feel like you're indigenous, you're not from.
Consider indigenous first.
You understand now? And even in Mark, when you attend those, you're like Chukundi Kinika and he tried to let me, but it is.
Even when the person performed very well.
Maybe it remains 2 marks or they will just say Chukundi, let me help Chukundi, but if it is Shadlewa.
But people really do that.
People still do that.
Like they award more marks to someone in a tertiary institution.
I don't know.
Just because the lecturer feels like, oh, we are from the same tribe. But do you feel like if you meet, but do you feel like if you meet someone from your tribe, you connect better? No, I'm asking you guys.
Okay, personally.
Do you feel like you connect better to someone that is from your tribe compared to someone else who is from a different tribe entirely?
No, not really connect better. I'm just making instances.
Now,
but one particular thing that happened to me before. Okay, now there was a time I was driving, and that time I've not really joined this military or whatever. So I was being booked for, I think, seat belt or something. I can't remember again. And the funniest part is it's not even by road safety. It's by a policeman. I wanted to say it's not your job, but because I'm in East, I don't want wahala too much. So I have to start appealing, and so I just cited. He said you can't go, you can't do anything. I just cited, and he has told me too many people like that. Even Yoruba, and you have been collecting, how you do it. So I just cited the name on the name of the shirt of that man. It's from this Igbo side. And I said, instantly, I have this Igbo face. I said, Oga.
Now, wow.
And I said,
you don't have Igbo face.
Forget.
You get that a lot, Abi. You look Igbo.
No, yes, now.
You get that.
I don't feel you look Igbo.
People tell me that.
No, I don't feel you look Igbo.
You're
maybe because I know him.
People look at me and like, oh, you look Igbo.
So I was like, Oga, wow, Abba. Now me can't do like this. It's not good. It's not saying you're even international. Your international self not even resemble you.
Can you imagine?
I who told you that? Is it because I don't date for? You know that kind of thing. I was like, is it from where? And God just helped me. Although God forgive me, he's a liar. I lied that day, but I've already said for forgiveness. But it's because of this cause of thing. And I said, from Anambra, Anambra. I'm from Anambra now. Thank God. You know where Anambra? I said.
You can't even remember where you are from. Oh my goodness.
But the long run, I was really. Just look at that kind of scenario. Do you understand? For instance, just look at that kind of scenario. Although I'm not talking about it's like it has been long, not recent anyway. It has been long. So just look at that scenario. People get connected. Although I've actually seen some people also that they don't really mind. Do you understand? They don't really mind. Okay, now just look at like this Hausa tribe, for example. Sorry for mentioning name. They usually get even if you are not, even if they know that you are not from their tribe, and you can speak their language. They will just connect with, even if they're selling something to you. It works. Maybe you want to buy something from them and you can speak. They will like, and they will not know when is that point more pepper for you, or if it's true, they will start cutting more suya for you.
Okay, so there are times where tribalism works for some people. Can we say there are times it is good? There are times it works,
I won't really say. I don't know. I don't really want to say it's positive. What I'm saying is that, firstly, as Nigerians, we know that, we have like over 300 languages in this country. You understand what I'm saying? So one way or the other, to show that you're a Nigerian and you love the other person being a Nigerian, you know, and you're in a locality where there's a particular language that is being spoken that is different from yours. You know, you just want to go out of your way, you know, maybe to just learn 1 or 2 words or 1 or 2 phrases. You know, it shows that, first of all, you're concerned about the other person. And secondly, you are accommodative of other people's languages, ways of life, and all of that. Exactly. And you don't jump into conclusions like, let's say, for example, there are generalizations, for example. You hear things like, oh, Yoruba people are dirty. You know, you hear things like, oh, Igbo people love money. You know, you hear things like, oh, the Hausas are violent. You know, so when you meet people with such generalizations, so you're meeting a Yoruba person and the first thing that comes to your mind is, these people are dirty. So you automatically feel like they are dirty and they like pepper. You understand? Or you feel like you meet an Igbo person and you don't want to go into any kind of transaction with them because you feel like they like money and they might go out of their way to get all of your money. You know, so as a person, you need to know that some of these things are just generalization. Okay, it doesn't necessarily work for the whole tribe. So as Nigerians, especially, we need to be really open-minded because it reminds me of what happened when Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Okonjo-Iweala, pardon me, you know, after she became the DG of WTO, you know, Igbos took it outside saying, oh, she's so mad, I'm telling you, and it became like, it was supposed to be a Nigerian thing. We're supposed to be happy and celebrate, like, oh, she's a Nigerian, we're happy, oh, the first Nigerian, the first female self to be in that position, you understand, but they now took it to themselves and so I say, oh, is our Igbo sister? Another tribe wouldn't have been able to achieve something as huge as this. I'm like, now.
We
don't
have
to go down.
That's true.
You know, so it goes a long way to show that a lot of time when things happen, we want to try as much as possible to make it about, it is about us. But we forget that it should be about the whole country. As far as we are still here and we are still together, it has to be about the whole country. But this thing even starts from the top. You know, the whole rationing thing.
That is what
the person who is in government will feel like, oh, it is my people or certain kind of people, they have to be the one in power.
And some people have to suffer for it and the likes.
That's the thing, because they too, whenever they are there, it is our own people. So I'm like, what is our own people? Are we not all here? Like, it should be a Nigerian thing and all of that. So really, I think the effect is more negative. Like a lot more negative than positive.
Yes. I agree with you on that. It is more negative than positive, and we've seen so many instances. There are so many, even in schools, in politics. In politics, it is my brother wants to be there, you know, this kind of thing now, just to try and.
I think we have a clear example with the current leadership in Nigeria now, where lots of people are complaining that they are ruled by just one particular tribe, and you know, it's just so alarming. I mean, are people being put in places of leadership based on merit or based on their tribe right now? And I think that's also one of the problems we have as a very big problem in Nigeria, because many people are there not because they merit it, not because they can do the job, but because of their tribe. So when they get it, they don't really know what to do. Or there are lots of times where they might be sanctioned, or times when they might be punished or called out for that particular thing. They are not, just because they are there because of their tribe.
But I have a question. Something just struck into my mind now. Do we have tribalism in church?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do. We do. With a lot. And if I feel that.
Really, I think we are not supposed to.
The way you said,
there is.
It's as if you are.
See, if we want to call it spade, there is any. See, as far as it's an institution, there is. It is not supposed to be.
As in Church of God.
But there is. There is.
There are some churches you go to, a tribe is more dominant than another.
Exactly.
So if you're not careful, you won't feel among.
For instance, I have a lady in my church. She just recently got married, and you know, she's always complaining that we always sing Yoruba songs, everything Yoruba, they say Yoruba and all that. I'm like, you're in Lagos, so crying out loud. You're in the West. This is that is the when you go to your yes, they will sing your own language. See, I'm not Igbo. I'm not Igbo, but it happens.
Still look for a way to balance things. You know, when discussions are going on in the church and you start hearing batting, I know someone that was saying, you people are saying we batting again.
Exactly.
You know, some are so comfortable to express themselves. Please, I don't want to hear batting. Let's communicate in English because I don't understand batting. You understand what I'm saying? So the church has to look for a way to balance things, because the fact is that a tribe might be more dominant than the other, but there are still other people from different tribes. you know, and they might not really understand the dominant language. So you don't want them to come and not feel among. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know. The church has to be very balanced, but it happens. It actually happens. But it depends now on the individual. You know, as individuals, how will I relate to you, despite the fact that you're not from my tribe?
Yeah.
What kind of, can I have a good relationship with you? You know, can I really worship and fellowship with you and not feel like, oh, there's something wrong with this person, or there are certain sentiments, or when something happens, I go all like, oh yeah. That is what Yorubas do. That is what Igbo people do. It's a normal thing, you know.
It is well. Anyway, we need to go for a break right now. We'll be back shortly after the break. Stay with us. You're welcome back from that break. I'll still keep it simple, and we are still discussing the effect of tribalism. Actually, on the set today, we've discussed a lot of things, what tribalism is, the different experiences that we've had, and in fact, something was mentioned here, and well, someone said that there might be tribalism even in a religious circle. And I feel that it should not be so, because, I mean, this is the Church of God. And I remember there's one scripture that said that we've been called out of different tribes and nations, and that we are all supposed to be together. I can't really say the exact thing, but that's just what the Bible says. And I really want to indulge Christians. I think we should be the forerunner of this thing if we want tribalism to stop in Nigeria. I think Christians really have a lot to do with the way we just present ourselves out there, not only in church, but outside your workplace and all that. So your final words, Blessing.
Okay, first of all, we need to realize that Nigeria is a country of diverse cultures, diverse tribes, you know, diverse perspectives. You know, this is like a conglomeration of people coming together. So whether we are comfortable with it or not, the most important thing is we are here. And at this point, Nigeria is still Nigeria. So for things to progress and for things to get better, we need to work together as a community. That is, we have a common goal, and which is a better Nigeria. So that is working together. See, it might not be convenient. Of course, a lot of times, love is not always a convenient thing to do. You know, there are times that you are not really comfortable with a particular thing, but you can always come to a compromise. And that is starting from the top, like in all sectors of life, or all sectors in this country, from the political terrain to the economy, you know, to the religious setting, to everything you can think of. As a Nigerian, we need to watch out for one another. Things like, oh, this one is my brother, that one is not my sister. Things like that should actually stop. And we should train up our children in a way that we make them realize that Nigeria is a country that is full of other people whose opinions and ways of life will be different from yours. But they need to be very accommodative of each other, because a lot of times you see that some of these kids from their houses, even the way their parents talk about other tribes, you know, so they come out with the same impression. So they don't want to have anything to do with other tribes. It even goes down to marriage. So you hear parents saying, oh, you can't get married to this particular tribe. I don't want you to have anything to do with that. So you want to get married and they are screening people out by tribe. You know, it happens a whole lot. A lot of things are happening in this country that shows that tribalism is actually a thing. But I think it will start from one person at a time. If I, as a person, decide that tribalism is not going to be a factor for me, whether I want to be your friend or I want to have a close relationship with you, or even if it's going to be a business relationship, I'm not going to be bothered about what tribe you come from. I'm going to deal with you as a person.
An individual.
Thank you. As a person. So it is what you show me that I begin to act on, not because you're from this place or you're from that place. I understand that when you want to go to tertiary institutions, of course, there are things like picking their indigents first before. So it has eaten deep, actually, into the society. But I feel like change starts one person at a time. So let's just start the change.
All right. Anyways, thank you so much for that, Blessing. I think that one thing I'll mention now is that I think we should first see ourselves as humans or as Nigerians before we see the tribe. Most times we see our tribe first before we start saying, oh, she's a Nigerian or he's a Nigerian, and then we start saying that he or she is a human. So it should be a human first, a Nigerian, then followed by tribe. But tribe should not be the number one reason why you want to associate with this person or why you do not want to associate with the other person. Well, thank you so much for doing this with us. We would really like to have your comments on the comment section. What do you think about tribalism, and what is the way forward out of tribalism? We really hope to hearing from you. Thank you so much for doing this with me, Blessing. It's really been a profound episode today. We'll see you some other time. Have a wonderful day.